If you're a single woman, you should never be begging a man to be exclusive with you. Begging a man for exclusivity is not queen energy. This is why you should always be dating multiple men at the same time, being in an abundance mindset. The man is the one that should be coming and asking you for commitment, not the other way around. Instead of putting exclusivity and commitment in such a pedestal, you should be focusing on finding a man that values you, respects you, and wants to commit to you.
Stop begging for the bare minimum. Flowers, bare minimum. Communication, bare minimum. Loyalty, bare fucking minimum. You need to understand that this isn't Build-A-Bear. You shouldn't be teaching people how to do these things. There's literally over 7 billion people in this world. What one man won't do, another man will.
Why would I settle for less when I can have exactly what the fuck I want? Huh?
Boy math is doing one nice thing for you ever and holding on to it for the rest of his life. You're like, babe, we haven't really, you haven't planned a date in a while. Well, that one time it took you to Chili's in 2017? What about that? Fucking boy math.
I dated a guy for 6 months who never took me on a date, never bought me flowers, never did anything, okay? I paid for every single thing we did. And I'm gonna tell you why that happened. Because I let it. And that's the part that no one wants to admit. You teach people how to treat you based on where you set your boundaries. I would cry myself to sleep at night wishing I could get the flowers at my doorstep or the elaborate dates, not because it was about the money, but because I wanted the effort. I wanted the rose petals on the bed and the grand gestures. I still want that, but I continued to settle for someone who wasn't doing those things. Here's the thing. He is capable of doing those things, but he's not because he doesn't feel like he needs to, because you are settling. There are ways to show love that don't cost money. It's about the effort. And if you are someone who's crying yourself to sleep at night or telling your friends that you wish you were getting more, I want you to ask yourself why you think he's gonna give you more when you're acting as if you're fine with less.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but they know you deserve more. But it's not going to stop them from seeing if you'd be willing to settle for less. So when you get treated poorly or when somebody shows up in your life and don't give you what you deserve, it's up to you to say, I'm worth more than that. Sorry, I can't settle for less. Sorry, I can't give you a discount. Sorry, I won't accept the bare minimum. No, you have to say no. Because they're going to get it from you for free, right? They're going to get it from you for a minimal investment. And then they're going to go behind your back and brag to people like, guess how much I paid for that? Nothing. She loved me all that big and I ain't do nothing for her. I never took her out on a date. I never did this or that. Stop doing that to yourself. They know you deserve more. And this is why it's important for you to stand on your worthiness. Stand on everything you do deserve, because the people that can afford you will pay full price. The people that can afford you will make the investment. The people that can afford you won't ask you to settle for less. They just won't, because they can afford you. But the people who cannot, it will not stop them from getting you to settle for less. They will come and see your gift and they will ask you to settle for less. They will come and see your love, your genuineness, your nature, and they will ask you to settle for bare minimum. There will be people out here that will see your talents and say, hey, can you do it for promo? You'll get advertisement. You can't eat off that. Stop giving away your gift at a discounted amount. Stop giving away your love. Stop letting people play you small.
Girl, it's never too late. This girl asked me, she said, I've been dating this guy for 3 years. I used to have low standards, but I've been doing work on myself. How do I ask him / tell him that I need more? Just tell him, babe. You just tell him, okay? Because if he loves you, he's going to do the things that you're asking of him. Let him know. Be like, you know what, babe? A, B, and C is just not enough for me anymore. I want a man who does this, and I want a man who does that, and da-da-da. You list out all the things that you want from him, okay? Because either he's gonna change, or you're gonna have to change him. Meaning, get another one. Because the only thing you're doing, if you stay with him, after you vocalize the things that you need, and he's not giving you those, then you're just settling. And it is better to be single than to settle. Okay, I will say that time and time again. It is better to be single than to settle. Because just think about it real quick. If your man came up to you and was like, you know what, babe? I would really appreciate it if you did this for me, this for me, and this for me. If you love him, would you not want to do those things for him? Like, right? So if he loves you, then he should want to do those things for you. If he knows that that is what he needs to do for you to feel loved, then he should want to do those things. And if he doesn't want to do those things, then I hate to break it to you, babe, but he, to a degree, is just using you. So better off be single, find a man who's gonna love and appreciate you correctly, than stay with guy who's just seeing what he can get from you. Okay.
Here are some relationship behaviours in men that are so praised that I just think are the absolute bare minimum. Like, if they're not doing this, you've got a problem. You shouldn't be praising them. First up, we have men helping with the baby. It's literally half of their baby. Oh my god, I squirted out way too much of that. When I hear people like, oh my god, look at him, he's so amazing, he's changing his baby's nappy. Are you actually for real? Like, of course he should change the bloody nappy. This is freaking baby. It takes two to tango, my love. It's actually happened to me more than once where someone has been talking about their baby daddy and they're like, oh, he's so good though, he looks after them all the time. Well, freaking duh, so he bloody should. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit sassy again today. I need to calm down. Next one is when people praise men for just helping out around the house. The last time I checked, he lived there as well. So yes, he should in fact be helping out around the house. And don't get me wrong, I know that this is kind of dependent on like what roles you've set up in place in your family. Like if the man is the one that's going to provide and you're the one that's going to stay at home and clean, whatever your situation may be, like fair enough if it's kind of that situation and he's choosing to like help out and do a little bit more around the house. But I find most of the time that isn't the case, and it is just like two parties going out to work still, and yet the man still somehow gets praised for doing stuff around the house. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard this so much. It's when men get praised for being loyal in the relationship. What do you mean? Like, I've literally heard girls say before when they're complaining about their man, that their man's done something wrong or whatever, and they're like, yeah, but you know what, he's so loyal. Loyalty is the bare minimum. In my opinion, loyalty should not be praised in a relationship. Loyalty is literally the basics. Next one is when people big up men for not liking other girls' posts on the other app. Obviously, this one comes with a lot of like if, buts and maybes, because if it's a friend, if it's someone you both know or whatever, depends where your boundaries are, but of course like that is a little bit more lenient. But if he's just liking random pictures of hot girls on the other app, it's not really giving loyalty. And if he doesn't do that, it shouldn't be praised, because it should be just a bare minimum that he just doesn't want to engage in that type of content when he's in a relationship with you. Anyway, as you can probably guess, I have a shit ton more, so let me know if you want a part 2.
Nobody talks about how there's a massive difference between begging someone to give you the bare minimum versus just voicing, hey, these are my wants and love languages in a relationship, and I just wanted you to know. First of all, I'm all for communication. So if you're open with your partner and you tell them, hey, these are my love languages, but if you're having to ask your partner like, hey, can you post me so that I feel like you're not trying to look single? Or hey, can you take me out on a date like you did before? I don't know why it stopped. Or hey, can you buy me flowers because it makes me feel special? Or hey, can you text me in the morning or at night because I want to talk to you? Why is one person asking for all those basic bare minimums? When you enter a relationship, there's an unspoken agreement about a relationship requires dates to keep the romance going. Everyone has 2 seconds in their morning to send that text. If you don't, you shouldn't be in a relationship. Communicating your needs and your love languages is so different than begging someone for the bare minimum, because how is the relationship going to grow if you're not even getting the foundation that the relationship needs from that person? Follow me for more. Bye.